Welcome to Spirituelle Sunday, where women of the world meet. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, women from around the world unite for communion with true wisdom, soul purpose, and deep destiny. Watch us on most channels at Spirituelle Society or on our website at spirituellesociety.com. Each week, through inspired teachings, soulful reflections, and supermind secrets, we explore the deeper dimensions of spiritual leadership for women and what it takes to live a powerful, purposeful, pure, and prosperous life on this planet today. Hi, everyone listening. Welcome to Spirituelle Sunday, and I want to thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Lee Jacobs, and I am here with Kathy Roseborough. And before I forget, because I always forget to do this at the end, if you're watching us from YouTube, we would love for you to receive notifications when we have updates, when we have new videos, and also to stay in the loop for all of our Sunday events. And we have a little subscribe button on our YouTube channel at Spirituelle Society. And we would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to send them in to us throughout the evening tonight. We also have a podcast, Spirituelle Society, on all streaming platforms. And our show tonight is really meant to be like a spiritual sermon. And what we've done is Kathy and I collaborate every week, and we really use our own intuitive guidance as well as some of the deeper questions that we're receiving from women around the world. And there seems to be common themes every week. And that's something that we check in with. And there have been a couple of common themes over the last few months, and we touch on these every Sunday. For tonight, what I thought would be hopefully beneficial to you listening is a common theme for women, especially in the world, of feeling an energy of stuck. The interesting part of this energy is that it might reflect or manifest in your business. Like you might feel like you know your business is ready for a next level, but it's like feeling like it's plateaued. Your relationship, you might find this is a common one with health. You're doing everything you used to do, but you can't seem to activate your next level of wellness, fitness, well-being. And I know for me, I felt this as like that life force energy. It's like we're a genie in a bottle and we have all this life force energy, but many women are finding they can't seem to like get it out. There's this energy that we know it's in there. We have the drive, we have this self-motivation, we have all the tools, we read all the books, but what's kind of happening? Why do we feel like we kind of have like a little bit of quicksand at our feet, tugging at us? For some women, they're also finding this is manifesting as physical weight, this feeling of stuck or limbo, not sure what route to take. And so tonight I wanted to talk to you with Kathy about like, why are so many women feeling that right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What can we do about it?
Yes.
So I'm going to pass it over to you.
Oh well, yeah. Let me just break the ice here. I think that this the stuck feeling and the sense of, okay, how do we break through? How do we get through that veil? A lot of it has to come back to the concentration of the power that an individual has. You see, when you think about the concentration of your soul's unique intelligence, unique love, unique light, your unique soul purpose. I use the word unique a few times there because that's where the power is. It really is, excuse me, in this uniqueness. And what happened is if there's a lot of people confused by what they're seeing out there. So they look at everything out there and they're wondering if they're supposed to be somehow, matching that or doing things like that. And let me reassure you of one thing: nothing can be further than the truth from that. And why I say that is because you have to realize we're in a new paradigm, a whole new storyboard is happening. And so the best way to uh, resolve the feeling of being stuck or limbo is to identify your own uniqueness, because once you start looking around, you're already dissipating your energy field. You're already giving away this thought of, oh no, maybe I'm not supposed to do that, maybe I'm supposed to do this, oh look what she's doing, oh look what he's doing. And all of a sudden, boom boom boom, that wow, that boom. So
Yes.
unique.
And I've gotten trapped there too because we're in a digital world, right? And
Right.
it's so easy to get distracted in so many different directions that we lose
Yeah.
the unique soul path. It's happened to me. And then you get trapped there and you're like, ah. But the distraction in particular of social media, when you see these influencers or people that seem to have everything together, there is this, a lot of people are, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but a lot of people can be good at faking joy or faking like
Right.
have everything put together. So when you see that, there's this, especially for women, well, maybe I should do more of what they're doing, or maybe I'm doing something wrong. And
Yeah.
our mind starts to go in a pit.
Well, people are grasping now. I'm going to touch on the influencers again with it's not about judgment. We have to look at the situation so that all of us can grow. So when we say certain things about an industry or a group of people, it's not about targeting that person. It's an observation about how they are struggling. Because you see, what I've noticed is they're actually looking for you to tell them what they're supposed to say next. Because what they'll say is, almost like they've reached their own ceiling. So they're asking, basically, can you tell me what you think what people think they should be telling you? I know that sounds almost like a little bit of a mix up there, but it's not. They're seeking for that because, and I want to go back to a big picture here for a moment. You see, a new paradigm, a new story, a new way of thinking, that comes from a very sort of advanced and expanded mind of consciousness. And it's those that take the time to seek out their unique identity in that new consciousness of higher mind that will actually leap ahead, like leaps and bounds, because they're realizing that by sifting around what's out there is not working. And the
Mhm.
only way you're going to become unique and you're going to stand out and you're going to be successful is to trust what you're getting from within, because
Mhm.
it's what's within has all the answers, because what's within already sees thousands of years in advance. And
Yeah.
so,
Sorry, keep going.
yeah, no, I was just going to say, so when you look at a general picture of what is going on in any industry, there's only a handful of those that are really understanding that they have to break the new wave. They have to break into that. And they do that by sitting on their own in their higher inner temple with their soul and saying to themselves, okay, I have a new concept. Because you see, let's look at what the age is. Now, there's all sorts of words to describe the age: Aquarian age, golden age, new age, new paradigm, new story, everything. I don't even know what word people want to hear these days. All I can tell you is that it's a shift of consciousness. So humanity is going through a shift in consciousness because it has to. It has
Yeah.
to progress. So the last thing you want to do, which makes common sense, don't start looking around the old paradigm.
No. And
You know,
can I just say for
yes.
myself, is because I know there's a lot of women in my camp right now who are going through this, but like when you are shifting consciousness and kind of elevating to a new age, a new level, a new whatever we want to say,
Let's
a
call
new
it for fun a new
vibe,
paradigm. Just we'll
new
call it a new
paradigm.
Okay.
You get spit out if you try to go back in the old. And
That's right.
because you're not meant to be there. So if you're looking outside and looking at social media, looking at influencers, looking outside, you're going to be disappointed all the time. And I had like a year of that where I was like, but that's what I know. That's kind of my comfort. That's what I think, where I think I play well, but kept getting spit out. And I was like, okay, I finally get it. Like you're meant to kind of crack open, be part of a community, a tribe, a group of incredible light workers who's paving a new path that doesn't exist yet.
Exactly. Nailed it right there.
Stop trying to play in the old playground.
Yeah, you nailed
but
it.
There is a piece of us as women, our security blanket, we want the comfort, cozy of what we know.
Right. But that's not the truth. The truth is, and you nailed it with that, you said about it hasn't been invented. The concepts haven't come down yet. We're supposed to bring them down here so that the human family advances. But if everybody stays in the mass consciousness of lack of reflection, lack of higher vibration, lack of change of frequency, what they're doing is they're just putting us around in a circle again and again and again. And guess what? It always collapses.
And I know for me, I had to really reduce distraction to more of an extreme level because I feel like my soul or my personality is very sensitive. So I needed to do more kind of keeping myself in a little bit of a quiet, calm, peaceful bubble, maybe than some women.
Yes.
But would you agree that getting rid of untruthful distractions like scrolling and darker shows on the streaming channel and anything that distracts us from being an artist and painting this new golden road must be tossed.
It must be. You were, and actually the benefits of choosing the new story, choosing the new paradigm, the benefits are that automatically these old behaviors, attitudes, and addictions, even or repetitive patterns come up and show themselves to you. And they say, it's almost like you're looking in the mirror going, I don't like this anymore. It has to go.
That is so interesting because I can relate to that. So that's on purpose.
Absolutely.
So for those of you listening, if things are showing up that you thought you sorted out.
Yes.
Why is it happening?
Well, where there is an abundance of light pouring in, it's like a flashlight. It shines right into the shadows of the illusions and the limitations of the past and the old story that is just repeating itself. And so the light shines in on it, and up it comes. And it's kind of like that piece where you can't go over it. You can't go around it.
Yes.
You have to hit it.
It's funny because I have had a lot of women say that about like old addictions or like eating unhealthy relationships with food or alcohol or people or toxic friendships. And they have mentioned that over the last year, they're kind of making a comeback and they thought they sorted it out.
Yeah, well, they're going to slide backwards because one of the toughest initiations of ourselves where we test ourselves is the initiation to transform false beliefs and embrace the new story, the new paradigm of your higher mind. So that's the crossing point. That's the threshold. And you either cross it or you slide back, get tested, try again, cross it, either don't slide back, try again. And it's going to keep testing you until you finally step over the threshold and move into the new paradigm, the new story. And so the challenge is that some people are afraid to give up, wondering, well, there's no, what's on the other side of that giving up. And the truth is that you will, these happen in tandem. So you're going to start getting, whether it's drippings of the new concepts and ideas or a big download, you're going to get it. And as you're getting that, think of like rolling a wheel up the hill, up the mountain. As you're rolling up, remember, you're also revealing what's in the tracks behind you. You're seeing the tracks of what you're going through. And so those things are being flung out at the back of the wheel, allowing you to let them go while you're looking up the mountain, like you're looking up to the new story. One thing that about the path that is tried and true for universal advancement, the principles and laws of the advancement for every human being, the tried and true is that it works. Like it's not about, gee, I hope this works. These are literally living stable intelligence and principles of your path. So your reunification to the spiritual or to the soul consciousness and the soul purpose, it's by design of the divine. Like it's not something that you go, gee, I hope this really works out.
Yes.
It's your soul speaking to you. And so yes, you have to give up, but you know what I'm also finding? I'm finding that when some of the women I've talked to, when they do drop one thing, they're delighted about it. They feel good about it. And then they're like, okay, I want to carry that good feeling into other things. And so it is about being persistent and consistent in your direction that you're going. It's not all going to fall off at once. It's going in stages, but you want to get started on it.
Yeah. And I know, would you agree that now is a really good time to like get anchored, get organized, get grounded, create rhythm in the day?
Well, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no, scheduling, your schedule and your dedication is important for you because, once you get going, you see what you're doing is you're accumulating energy, like you're accumulating and you're raising your vibration up. So you're starting to feel good. So to be consistent, to keep that good feeling going, there has to be a plan. There has to be a daily plan. And what a lot of women find is that they're saying, well, I try and then I find something else happening that's more interesting or important to do. And all I can say to that is that, first of all, it's very common to have excuses, but excuses don't work anymore. It's very easy to find some reason not to, but isn't that the story of humanity that we're trying to leave behind, the old story, the repetition. So don't be a part of that excuse crowd, because the excuse crowd bears no success or benefit. So be unique to say, I am not, like make it adamant and strong inside. I am not going to keep on doing this.
Yes.
And be firm. Be firm.
I find also women are getting so tired being inauthentic and fake. And I don't mean fake like they're in a malicious way, just trying to keep up with things that are not their sacred soul path, or they're not even aligned with their values. Before, I think we kind of could do it, and it became almost conditioning to like behave a certain way, to make friends or to stay in the social circle or to keep a job. Whereas now I feel like women, they're physically fracturing and they're mentally fracturing, or they have to be authentic. And I've seen some of my friends post like, over the last year, I don't care anymore. I just want to be in my garden. And if you're upset with me because I'm not going to all the social functions, that's okay. I think women are it's too exhausting to put on some type of armor to look a certain way, to ruffle people's feathers in a certain way so they like you. And I think women are finally ready
Yeah.
to find their uniqueness
Yes.
and not be as nervous that somebody won't like them.
That's right. Yeah. Well, there's definitely a steady um, growing. Um, I'd say the what's there's like a firing up inside. And what I would like the viewers to say to themselves though is that they have all the power to keep that going. Like that's
Mhm.
something they have mastership over that. They have the power to keep that good feeling and that determination to keep it going. And to just say, "Oh, look, I just had this put in or a pool put in or this is happening. Oh, I'm so happy." No, you're not. Like that's external material short-term joy. Yes, those things are nice. They're nice. They have oftentimes make something more comfortable, make something more interesting for a while, but they're short-lived,
And
short-lived.
they're
The
not doing it
material.
for you anymore.
It's not going to last. It's
No,
the permanency comes from an inside shift. Just buying something new or getting something done only has a temporary joy. And yes, it's wonderful. It's going to give you some thrill for a while, but it doesn't last. We can't live like that anymore. That's not what this age or this paradigm of health and wellness and advancement of spiritual consciousness is all about. It's not about achievements that are just materially checking off a box or financial gain. That's not it. That part is a part of a
mhm.
much more fuller holistic approach. So the physical, like acquiring certain physical things, financial shifts, greater foundations, absolutely. Physical changes to your health, longevity, biohacking, everything, anything that is physical is part of the picture. But
Mhm.
don't ever think and chase that that's the whole picture. You'll be
Mhm.
greatly disappointed because it doesn't last. The long
Yeah, and
lasting is in the heart, mind, and soul. Heart, mind, and the divine will.
I feel like from a spiritual perspective and a soul perspective, we've been conditioned to be sort of dim light bulbs. We've
Yes.
been conditioned to live like dim light bulbs, and now the soul's sort of taking the captain's seat and
Yeah.
calling us where
Yes.
we're meant to be this luminous, ultra bright light bulbs, but from the inside out.
That's right.
And I feel almost every female I speak to, they might not know how to language that, but they're feeling that. Like I'm on dim mode and I can't figure out why. And it's not like shopping, drinking wine. Yeah, it's a great for my day, but it's not fixing anything.
No, no. And it's very, as I said, the duration of time spent with that is very short-lived, and it has consequences of um, waking up the next day or the week later after the vacation and realizing you really haven't changed.
Mhm.
So to break through this, what we need right now is in the solution-based directive is we need a change of the vibratory pattern and the way we think. Women have to change the way they think. And so it's not about what's out there. They have to think from inside. And when we get a glimpse, a concept, an idea, be careful not to throw your ideas away, even if you think it's too outlandish or it'll never work or, whatever you want to think. Remember, the soul is already it has a unique signature of its own for each lifetime to live out. So, and you can do a lot more than one lifetime. So to be to be conscious of your ideas and to act on them takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of an effort, like meaning you have to actually do something. It's not just going to fall from the sky. But once you have that in your midst, in your hands, then that's when you say, all right, I'm running with that because it's not out there, it's unique, it's of my own thinking, of my own volition to do this. And that's what you run with. And rather than scatter yourself about across many things, hang on to that one very unique aspect of you. But it comes with it comes with the way you think. Now, thinking differently right now is so important. It's like you used some examples earlier. You said, well, what about some of the more noxious shows on TV or things that are just repetitive of going out here and there or socializing? Okay, those don't stimulate the higher mind. They don't like the connection to your higher mind. What you want to start to do is ask questions. Ask questions about what you are interested in or why something works a certain way or doesn't work a certain way. Ask questions. You have to be in a constant state of pursuit, allowing your mind, not the chat, not the lower intellect. I'm talking about the concept. Like if you had a concept or an idea, let's look at an artist. An artist in any way, shape, or form, music, color, fabrics, design clothes, paintings, sculpting, that image, that concept, that vision is in the mind. And you don't think that there's not interface, there's not intercommunication going back and forth very quickly, like faster than I can even speak, between
Mm-hmm.
the two sides of the brain, thinking and reflecting it out, processing it out. Color, why? Choice, fabric, why? Size, why? This, why? Ask, ask, ask. When you start challenging yourself within, you are allowing your mind to expand. It's really fascinating. If you want to pursue in the world of economics or finances or new cycles that have come around that need shifting, then ask within, ask about it. The more we ask questions when we're in reflection, we're asking within to the
Yeah.
higher mind. So if you
Yeah.
say, well, what shouldn't I just pick up the chat GPT or pick up a phone to Google or something and ask? No,
Mm-hmm.
that's just scouring the internet and scouring the world of what's already out here.
Yeah.
It's not giving you the new concepts that lead us into the new paradigm so that humanity shifts.
Exactly. And the transactional, we have a lot of tools we can use for transactional answers. But I think what's happening with a lot of women is that they're suppressing the creative, like you were
That's
mentioning.
right.
So they'll get the idea but because they're feeling bogged down or weighted down, it's like, oh, that's good, that's too big. Or I don't have the resources for that, or I don't know how that would ever happen. So all that creative energy over time has gotten trapped in the female body. And if it's not expressed, it does create this energy of stuck.
Okay, the more you concentrate on a concept, okay, I'm going to go back to this in tandem. As light's coming in, shadows of darkness and illusion are being flushed out. Okay, so let the women take this into their hearts and minds for reflection. The more you're going to concentrate on that idea or concept, look at the energy. Look at the energy that's happening when you do that. You're concentrating on this thing that was inspirational to you. So
Mm-hmm.
you concentrate on that. Look what's going to happen. It's going to grow. Now, a lot of negative stuff will pop up. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. I don't have any money. I don't know where to start. All that garbage, which is stuck like weight and reflecting. And you said things like you just feel like you're stuck in the bog of mud or bogged down. That is getting hit with the light of your concentration. So it's going to come up and hit against your idea. It's going to be the opposite to what your idea or concept is from your soul, who's the real you.
Mm-hmm.
The real you is going to be fired by the old you, the old personality story. And as this is hitting, this light, remember, is untouchable by the divine. Is so divine, it's untouchable by the lower forces or negativity. Now, you might say, wait a second, it's untouchable. Then how did it, like, why isn't it here stronger? Well, you see, you have to remember the it's like being cut off. It's like a telephone line being cut. It's been disconnected. You're turning it on. So
Mm-hmm.
when you concentrate on something, it's like putting two wires and what's that stuff called? The welding. When you put high speed welding and you've got that arc of that, it burns like white magnesium. It's so bright. You're fusing these lines back together of your ignition to your higher mind. Look at the power that you just ignited and increased. Those shadows haven't got a hope in heck of hanging on in the midst of that light. That's why I said you do both at the same time. So your false statements and beliefs about yourself, they're going to come up and they're going to come up and they're going to challenge you. But remember that they're shadows, they're illusions, they're not real. Only this is real. And that's why when you concentrate on such great light, the shadows fall off.
And as we wrap up our session tonight and we continue it next Sunday, I think that's why you and I have talked about how that super mind power, we must start honing in on that super skill of concentration. Because if we don't, all of those negative old patterning thoughts can easily throw us off course or talk us out of our soul mandate.
That's right.
So we're now encouraging all of us, everyone listening, to really spend this fall and the rest of this summer focusing on concentration.
That's right.
And your meditation practice, your prayer practice, quiet time, creating order so your mind isn't messy. If your environment is clear, it helps to your mind to really focus on bigger things.
Exactly.
More important work.
Exactly. And that is the basis of our whole foundational teachings here at Spiritual Society. And not only that, with our upcoming certification coaches and coaching courses and teaching that will help you with this to become stronger in that concentration. Because there's some ladies that'll say, I need some help. And it's like, that's where we come in. Not only that, let me mention again the healing list, our healing list for people to write in. If you need help in any way, shape, or form, physical, emotional, mental, connecting to spirit, the Monday nights for Lee and I to work with in the inner temple on your needs. It's like a prayer list, but I don't want to call it that. That's why we call it a healing list, because when you're on the healing list, you're participating in receiving assistance for that which you need to help you to get unstuck. It's a shift of consciousness. So I encourage you all to write in to the admin for the spiritualsociety.com and to write in and share what you need, and we'd be delighted to help you.
Yes. And for all of you listening, I will also put a link to, if you want to find out more about our certification that's coming up in September, and it's online. And also, if you'd like to write into us to be part of the healing list so that we can support you, we would be so happy to do that. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we will see you next Sunday at 7 Eastern time. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye for now.